Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Gamer. In this episode today guys, we are going to be taking a look at ESO's main quest line and how to start it. So guys, when you log in, if you're part of the Ebonheart Pact, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Davon's Watch in Stone Falls. This is going to be your main area for starting the quest. When you get to Davon's Watch, you will be approached by a hooded figure, usually a quest starter that pops up around the entrance to Davon's Watch. Now, I've already done this part of the quest line on this character so far. I was playing as a necromancer werewolf, an orc named Azog Uruk-hai, after Azog the Defiler from Lord of the Rings. So yeah, this is the hooded figure here.
I really have nothing.
You're going to speak to her, and then you're going to turn around and go into the building opposite. Once you've entered into this building, you will find the benefactor who is tied up. You can get small amounts of loot like drinks and other things in here, not much though. So you're going to click on the benefactor, and then you're going to get taken into one of the very few cutscenes in the game. Enjoy. Once the scene is played out, you are going to enter the Wailing Prison. As with most ESO games, as you know, you are going to enter into here, and this is where you start off in a prison cell, in effect. So, you're in Cold Harbor now, Molag Bal's Daedric Realm.
Are you all right?
Or Point of Oblivion.
The name's Lyris.
You're gonna go up to the door, and Lyris Titanborn is going to bust you in.
Some fight left in you. You're going to need it. Dead.
So you're just gonna make your way
litter.
through a few corridors and rooms.
Keep your weapon ready and
in
stay
Cold
sharp.
Harbor.
This place is full of surprises.
And you're gonna come across your first Dremoras.
Keep moving. There are more Daedra on the way.
Don't stop now. Keep moving. More guards are on the way.
So you're gonna go through into this room here. And you're gonna come across a couple more Dremora at this point. And the Wailing Prison I thought was just a pretty good standard arc for starting the game. And you are going to come across the Prophet, who is played by Michael Gambon, a British actor. You're possibly known from gangster
and I, in
flicks.
turn, must rescue you.
Hold a moment. Come here.
Now you're going to have to talk
We
to
need to talk.
Lyris Titanborn to progress further into the
Break him out, of
storyline.
I'm sure you do.
And this
I
is
don't
all
know.
just basic dialogue
He's a strange one.
options that you're going to go through.
We should keep moving.
This is where you're going to come across your first Zifkin. I really quite like that when cutscene added into the game. It's quite brutal. So he's got over 100k health. He's basically what you would call
Well
a
played,
very
friend.
low tier boss.
Marquez
It's your
Beer, you are
first
good
low
in a
tier
fight.
boss you're probably going to encounter in the game if you go straight for the main quest line.
Knows of your escape.
And now we're going to go to the Towers of Eyes.
fiends can see every part of Cold Harbor. We need to distract him.
So now this is you. You're officially in Cold Harbor. As you can see, I've transformed into a werewolf at this point. And this is your first proper look at Moab Baal's Plane of Oblivion. It's basically like a distorted version of Nirn. So at this point, you're just gonna take down as many features as possible, and you're just gonna follow most of the quest markers at this point. You are gonna go over this bridge here and up through this archway. What you're going to do is you are going to look for a Watcher's Eye once we travel up this small pathway here to the
Try
right.
to be inconspicuous. Just free of this place. The last thing we need is to get recaptured.
Usually one shot should do the job. You just take out the eye and back down the walkway.
Quickly! While he's blinded, we must get to the Prophet's cell.
Now at this point you're going to try and go to the Prophet's cell, but Moab Baal already knows
You
what
will
you're up
never
to and he's going
escape
to
my
try and
realm.
prevent you.
Hermamora's
At this
right.
point you're going to talk to
The door's
Lidis
warded.
Titanborn.
We'll never get in this way. Damn it.
And you're going to look for a character named Cadwell, who is a Soul Shriven, played by John Cleese, who you would formerly know as Basil from Faulty Towers. At this point, Cadwell is going to tell you that you need to go in through a secret
Seems to
entranceway.
think this Undercroft is a delightful place. Probably means it's a death trap. We better be careful.
Now, when you get to this door up ahead, it has got one of the only trivial locks in the game. You can press X at any point, and this will basically let you just go straight through the door. Usually, depending on your skill points, will depend on whether you can do this or not in the Legerdman tree. So at this point, you're going to go through a load of tunnels. There's plenty of skeletons to take on, and urns as well to check. It's a good way to get leveling up your character. As you can see, I was playing a Necromancer here,
Come get some
two-handed.
more, you skeeving hawkers!
And yeah.
Who taught that one to fight? The god of self-punishment?
Now, once you've made it through these tunnels, you are going to make it to the Prophet's cell. And you're going to enter into here.
The Prophet's cage should be just
And
ahead.
you are going to
Quickly now,
learn
we haven't
that in
much
order
time.
to get the Prophet out of his particular cell, you are going to have to get Lidis to actually exchange places. It appears that the cells in
Now the bad news. It's going
Cold
to be up to you
Harbor
to keep him
basically
safe and
need
get
to
him
be
back to town.
constantly filled, so the only way to transfer a soul is by giving it another soul. Two Dark Anchor Pinions are going to appear, and you are going to take down two Dremora in order to actually activate these pinions. So there's the first soul, the first pinion, and the second soul to open the second pinion. You're going to go up to these and press A and activate both pinions. And then there's a really nice wee animation where the Prophet and Lyris will swap places. At this point, Lyris is imprisoned and the Prophet is free.
Freedom!
And
I remember this.
what you're going to do is you're going to speak to the Prophet, and then the Prophet is going to tell us to go up to the Anchor mooring. So we're going to go straight through to the other side of this room, and up through this archway, and out through the door. And at this point, you are going to be near the end of the level. At this point, Mo Iqbal himself pops up. You can actually get a pretty good scale as to how big
The mortal face
this
can
Daedric
define
Prince truly is.
Soon your world will be in my chain.
At this point, a bone Goliath called the Child Bones should appear with your first bone Goliath,
I will protect you.
and you're going to take him down. At this point, I actually used the necromantic ability of turning into Bone Goliath myself, so Bone Goliath on Bone Goliath action there. Once you take him down, you're going to get the collar of bones off of him, and you're going to now talk to the Prophet. Now, the Prophet at this point is going to call down a Sky Shard from Ethereum, and for me at this point with my character, I had actually already picked up a few Sky Shards, so this actually gave me a full skill point. Once you have clicked A, you will start absorbing the Sky Shard. You want to collect these to get perk points. You need 3 Sky Shards to get 1 perk point. You can also get perk points from completing in-game quests. At this point, we're basically prepared to leave Cold Harbor. So what you're going to do is, once the Prophet has finished his speech and this flash goes by, you're going to walk up those stairs, and then you will be lifted up and pulled clean out of Cold Harbor. And you're now going to be dropped off into the Bleak Rock Isle, which is one of the starter areas for the Ebonheart Pact. So at this point now, you're going to speak to the Prophet, and he is going to give you another skill point, and he's going to give you the Soul Magic skill line as well. You can only progress with this through completing the main quest line, and you will get a nice nifty ability called Soul Assault, which is a beam move, which is quite it's quite heavy duty. It's quite good. Right guys, if you really like this video, please give me a thumbs up, a like and a subscribe, and if you're on the Brave browser, please send me some bat. This has been Crypto Gamer.